Navaratri is 9 nights. First 3 nights we worship Durga Devi, embodiment of Shakti. Kundalini Yoga well matches with the entire plan of Shakti. Adhyatmic, spiritual strength behind your manasa, vacha, karmana, behind your thoughts, words and actions. All these 3 require energy. Second 3 nights are focused on bhakti, quality of the heart. The last 3 nights are focused on mukti, liberation. And the 10th celebration of victory. Sahasrara opens up. Om Dum Durgayai Namah. First, let me give you the general plan. Navaratri is 9 nights. But don't forget, days are included in it. First 3 nights we worship Durga Devi, embodiment of Shakti. Shakti is strength. Those who study Kundalini Yoga well matches with the entire plan of Durga Saptashati. At navel center is Manipur Chakra. Is the center for Kriya Shakti. Kriya, but always doing activity, action. Led by your Kriya, you create your karmas. Or led by your Kriya, you negate your karmas, depending upon the quality of your Kriya. Durga Devi makes you successful in your project, but your Kriya can be limited by your ego. Then you attain success, but you don't learn lesson from the success. The lesson from the success is the energy that allowed you to succeed. It comes from the Divine Mother. So try to surrender to that Mother, not ask her what she has to do. Be led by her. That subtle switch is not simple, it's a progressive movement. How to make action into karma yoga. Same action that is creating karmas. Here again you have karmas, can be negative karma, can be good karma. Durga Devi's grace will help you to do good karmas. But her grace will be much more dynamic when you don't ask Durga Devi what to do, but you are led by Durga Devi. This is all allegorical expressions. That doesn't mean that you cannot ask. Durga Devi is more than your mother. If you ask and say abrupt things, mother simply watches your teeth. And enjoys it, how it comes out. So first 3 nights are for Durga Devi. Shakti, adhyatmic, spiritual strength behind your Manasa, Vacha, Karmana, behind your thoughts, words and actions. All these three require energy. Next 3 nights are same Devi manifesting in a little higher level, just like same moon manifests in 3 stages. First 1/3 stage, second through 3rd stage, next 3/3 stage. So you are worshipping the same Devi. Therefore, while praying to Durga, you suddenly hear name first of Saraswati and Parvati. Try to understand, they are all together. So the second 3 nights are focused on bhakti, heart, quality of the heart. Shakti, bhakti. And the last 3 nights are focused on mukti, liberation. Shakti, bhakti, mukti. And the 10th, celebration of victory. Sahasrara opens up. All the nectar that was hidden now showers. It's allegorical, a lot of allegorical descriptions. Viniyoga, invocation. Prasam charitrasya brahma rishi Mahakali Devata, Gayatri Chanda, Nanda Shakti, Raktadantika Bijam, Agni Tattvam, Rigveda Swarupam, Mahakali Shri Mahakali Prityarthe, Prasama Charitra Jape Viniyoga. I'm just giving you a sample of the ritual way when Navaratri is celebrated. First you are invoking Brahma, who has created the entire world, creator, Brahma Rishi. Mahakali Devata. This entire universe have one single purpose, to allow the soul to attain immortality. So therefore, behind this entire universe, that Devi, who is death unto death, Mahakali, Kalaratri, death is Ratri. Your daylight just suddenly dumps by death. But that death itself is dumped by Mahakali. So therefore Mahakali, Kal and Mahakal. Also Kalaratri, Kal that dances everywhere very happily. But the Devi is Kal for that their dance. Ratri, death, Ratri is death, Mahakali is death unto death. So these are Sanskrit terminologies and they are very profound. Gayatri Chanda. The various mantras of the Vedas, Gayatri mantra is focused on enlightenment. So that is the subtle basis behind that enlightenment, liberation. Nanda Shakti. And you are inspired in this process by Ananda, bliss. Raktadantika Bijam. Raktadantika is a profound terminology. It's a demon that every drop that came out of the demon became the same demon. All vritti-based experience, let's say, we will talk about it more later. Vritti-based, for example, you are watching a cinema show. All your show is based upon projections. The spirit behind projection is Raktabija, a demon that doesn't allow you to see the screen. But behind all projection, screen is the reality. But you are trapped by projection, then every drop of the projection is the projection. So, and your goal is move away from mental projections. What underlies the mind? And even the question for underlying the mind will not arise if you attain, if you have profound understanding. So the mind is a bundle of illusions. Agni Tattvam. Fire is the guiding force. Agni Jyoti. Remember, Uttarayana opens up. Northern path. It begins with Agni, fire, which means Vairagya, dispassion. Jyoti, light, which is Viveka, that intuitive intellect that sees the whole world as Maya, as illusion. Aha, allowing integral yoga to operate in your daily life. Instead of living your life with ha, hi, hi. Alas, alas. Sorrowful expressions. Hi, hi, hi. Live your life with a joyous how. Ahamannam. I am all this. So, as we are talking about Uttarayana, Agnir, Jyoti, Aha. If you come to this stage, now your heart opens up. The firmament of the heart experience has been so closed that people have no idea what it means. Your love is shifting every day, now and then. And your heart has gone into pieces, countless pieces. कुछ इधर बुढ़े, कुछ उधर. दिल के टुकड़े हजार हुए. Now that love becomes steady and begins to blossom, to wax. Not talking about ordinary wax. Ordinary wax gives you tax. I'm joking. It's the waxing mood. Shanamasa Uttarayana. When you have come to that stage, now half of the year is just a joyous soaring like a swan. From one layer of expansion to a still higher layer of expansion. And until all this culminates We join with the sun, light of lights. Not ordinary sun, it's God Himself. And if you are aligned to this, you belong to Surya Vansha. The same family line of Rama. You don't have to go to find who was your forefathers. Rama is the forefather. Brahman is your father of fathers. And same Uttarayana is also, if you are focusing on heart aspect, that heart aspect is moon, Chandra Vansh. Uttarayana contains Surya Vansh, Chandra Vansh. So if you follow the northern path, halfway, Krishna's story starts. Chandra Vansh. So Ramayana and Mahabharata and the story of Buddha, all included is Uttarayana. So that's what Agni term has been used in invocation. Agni. Mahakali Prityarthe Prasam Charitra Jape Viniyoga. So this is the invocation for Mahakali. Also the meaning of Kali. Ka in this context relates to Brahman, the Absolute. A relates to Anant, infinity. L relates to Lali, relates to Mother of the universe. And double E relates to the essence. So that's the meaning behind the word Kali. And Durga means obstacles, like a mighty castles that enemies used to create in storyline. Those castles, those certain problems that become so severe that human mind seems to be crunched under that problem. But the Devi Puja dismantles that Durga and makes a passage and creates a miracle. That's the role of Durga Devi. And to give you a little more spice, this whole is this whole scripture has been presented by or written by sage Markendeya. Ma is Amrit, Ark essence. Ma Ark, mark. This is the word mark has become very important everywhere. Andeya, your personality is Pindanda. You bring the essence of nectar into you. That type of sage was Markandeya. And we want to go further storyline. Sage Mrikandu and his wife Sutapa, that comes in Shiva Puran. They were great devotees of Lord Shiva. And they wanted a son who would be the greatest, most loved by Shiva and Parvati. The story says that Markendeya karmically was going to live only for a very short time. In early age, boyhood, was going to die. But because of their devotion to Shiva and Markandeya's own devotion, even as a baby, at the time of death, Lord Shiva tossed the death, the god of death, Yama, out and enfolded Markandeya as his baby, as his own child, Shiva and Parvati. And there they blessed Markandeya, ask Markandeya, ask any boon. And Markandeya looked at Devi, Parvati, says, I want to sing your glory. Shiva said, Eva mastu. And that's what now we were hearing. Khadgam chakra gadeshu chapa parighan shulam bhushundim shirah shankam sankham sandadatim karaistrinayana sarvanga bhushavritam nilashmadhyutimasya pada dashakam seve mahakalikam Yamastau ta swapite harau kamalajo hantum madhum kaitabham. This is the prayer. Om Namah Chandikayai. First I'll give you the meaning of Chandika. Cha relates to all your conduct, all your movement. Therefore, from Cha comes the word Charitra. All your character builds up by your Cha, chapal, chapal, chapal. Your movement is chap, 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 chap. And Devi is a fountain source of that movement, the Shakti that allows you to move. She is a fountain source, she is Chandi. Cha in her in cosmic egg. To that Devi we offer our adorations. The shloka that I recited, the meaning is, the Devi who was invoked with prayer by Brahma for the destruction of Madhu and Kaitabh. That story we'll hear. In an allegorical story, while Lord Vishnu is in the milky ocean, out of his navel comes Brahma, the creator. But hardly the Brahma, the creator, wanted to do his duty as creating the universe. Two demons arose out of the ears of Lord Vishnu, Madhu and Kaitabh. Let me make you understand. All the stories you hear the troubles the gods have gone through. That's called pathetic fallacy. It's not God's trouble, it's your trouble. But if you are told your own trouble, you won't come to satsang. You run away. When you start telling God's trouble, oh, let's see, how did they resolve it? So keep that understanding. Madhu means sweet. Kaitabh is bitter. Sweet as sugar. Bitter than neem. Which refers to raga dvesha. Conditioned mind retains only the impressions of raga and dvesha, not the impressions of serenity. What you hold in your mind, things that you have to negate, things that you have to love. So busy that you forget that you have anything else. So, if that happens, the creativity of Brahma stops. Creativity is not just ordinary creation, living in the creation for attaining liberation. Then that is, you are really creative. Otherwise, you are creating the same trap for yourself. One trap you got rid of, but you created another trap by getting rid of one trap. Then there is no creativity. It's a boredom. Living a life of karma is a big boredom. But finding a crack in the karmic plan, moving towards bhakti, and ultimately moving towards mukti, liberation. That's the divine art. So, Brahma was restricted because of Madhu and Kaitabh. Your creativity is restricted by raga and dvesha, like and dislike. And that Devi awakens Vishnu. The Vishnu potential is awakened and Vishnu fights with Madhu and Kaitabh. And again, Devi creates another Maya. Madhu and Kaitabh come to a stage of developing a strange pride in their mind. They say to Vishnu, you have demonstrated your strength in such a way, we are well pleased with you. Ask any boon and we will give you. And Vishnu says, is that so? Let me kill you both. I will leave that story there and it will be concluded gradually. So that Devi, while Lord Vishnu slept in mystic sleep, to that Devi, Mahakali, I offer my adorations. Another important point, Devi holds in her 10 hands Shankh, we start not with Shankh, Khadga, Chakra. Khadga means sword. First thing Devi is described is sword. Sword symbolic of discerning intellect. When you have to remove illusion, that type of insight that as if, just like with a sword, you chop off very quickly. So that's what that khadg. खा की ओर डग लगाना. Kha is Akasha. Dug your step. That khadg. Next, she holds the chakra. Chakra is the discus. When self-effort blends with devotion to the Devi, we do right type of effort, invoking Devi's grace. Now, a surprising success you gain that you didn't imagine. That's what made your action so dynamic. That's chakra. Discuss. Next instrument she holds, gada. Gada is mace. And that plays a great part in sadhana. Things that you hear once, that means you have gotten one little hit. Hear it again, 2 hits. How long could you be could you receive hitting? As long as you are not shaken, you will continue to be received hitting. As long as a nail has not been fixed and cannot be shaken, the engineer goes on hitting it. So that's called gada parinyaya. That's why satsanga has to be enjoyed again and again and again and again. There's no limit. Go on hitting in your mind. Next is object she holds called chap. What's an ordinary term? Dhanush ban. Bow and arrows. Bow is your whole mental process. Arrows are thoughts. All divine thoughts. The thoughts are the ones that begin to purify your personality. And they come from your whole mental set. Bow, arrow, and quivers, all are implied in this chap. Next instrument she holds, parighan. It relates to club. Not club you go to meet. It's a powerful tool that breaks down very strong obstacles. A dispeller of mala. Gross impurities, you are worried about how long it has been, how long it... Devi doesn't mind. One blow, fine. Dispeller. Another instrument she holds, shul. Piercing, penetrating. That was in Mahabharata, Yudhishthira's favorite instrument. And Shiva's favorite instrument is Trishul. Next instrument called Bhushundi. That's a missile. Modern people will be happy about it. Explosives, atom bombs, nuclear bombs, that type of missile. So, but here I'm not talking about the worldly type. Here that type of strength that demolishes the palaces and castles of demoniac setting. Your anger, greed have made big castles, you don't know it. They are demolished by big explosive called Bhushundi. And another hand holds a skull, shir. giving you lessons that if you attain enlightenment, Devi will hold your head very lovingly. You can become her necklace. And ninth hand holds Kanch. Kanch is awakening, inspiring people to follow the path that will lead to discriminative intelligence. Wake up. These are the 9 hands and 9 instruments. One hand is free to use this. So her 10 hands have been described. She has 3 eyes. 3 eyes, same as Shiva's. 2 eyes, practical reality that is brought into the Christian symbolism of cross, the horizontal line, practical reality. Past, present, future, making one level. Third eye, transcending this past, present, future, and turning your attention to ever-present new, ever-present reality, now. And all the 3, her 2 eyes go on helping your soul as long as you are kneading the world of karma, keeping you in past, present, future, involved. Third eye, once you have developed a profound understanding, nishkamya, that the world is not your goal. Now your third eye has drawn you up. And you have taken up the cross. Her limbs are decked with divine ornaments. All divine ornaments are Devi Sampat. All the divine qualities, humility, absence of anger, absence of fear, simplicity, purity, cheerfulness, friendliness with all. Think of all virtues. They form her ornaments. Her complexion shines like blue jewel. Blue is Akasha. Her complexion opens to 3 extensions. Bhutakash, you live in the world with a sense of expansion. Chittakash, even though you live in an expansive space, internally you may be crunched. So, that Chittakash, that internal expansion is what more important than your physical expansion. And ultimate expansion is pure consciousness, awareness, absolute awareness. So, all this is involved with her complexion. She has 10 faces and 10 legs. This is completely allegorical. Nothing to do with mathematical count. 10 relates to 10 directions. 4 directions, and then in between the directions, 4 angular directions, 8. Up and down, 10. Which means sarvatra, all over. Her heads are everywhere, so you must be careful. Her hands are everywhere. You don't have to run around to a long distance to find divine help. Her hand is everywhere. She was invoked by Brahma, the lotus born, in order to destroy Madhu and Kaitabh. Now we are getting into the storyline, which is highly allegorical, and I will give you some highlights. A great personality known as Savarni. He was Manu. Manu, who is the deity, that source of all human beings. In a storyline, he was Manu, a great personality, married to Shatarupa. Shatarupa, that Prakriti that has 1,000 forms. Mind potential, that's Manu. That's the Manu. Mind potential. And the Prakriti that operates through that, allows the mind to operate, Shatarupa. Manu Shatarupa, that. And son of sun god, implying this, the whole setting is for Uttarayana movement, leading to liberation. In his line, there was born a king known as Suratha. This identity of the king is a simple way to understand. Soul that is ready, prepared to follow the path of northern path. If the soul has that, your body-mind complex that has been given to the soul is Ratha, chariot. And in that setting, that chariot is Surat, not Kurat. It's a good chariot. It's well organized. Horses will lead you according to the way they are pulled by your mind. Mind will follow according to the intellect. And intellect will receive inspiration from God. See the whole Gita setting. The horses. Krishna himself was driving the chariot. Arjuna was being led. That's Suratha. But if you have a drunk driver, then the whole thing becomes a Kuratha. The wrong type of chariot. So, that Suratha was the king. And he had control over, this is the story where Suratha is the king, but his potential, that divine potential has to be awakened. He is not enlightened. He has all the equipment, but he is not enlightened. So in the beginning stage, he develops an illusion. I am the ruler of the whole world. The story says that he kept the whole world under his control. He was a ruler, great ruler. And he was ruling over his subjects in a very virtuous way. It so happened that there were enemies called Kola Vidvansi, who were also harbored in his kingdom. and they began to secretly gain power. They are called Kola Vidvansi. Kola Vidvansi means destructive. Kola is a variation of Klesha. Klesh relates to ignorance, egoism, attachment, hatred, fear of death. These are the 5 fingers of Kleshas. Those Kleshas, if they have not been targeted by your life, you want to grow without sublimating those Kleshas. No matter how much you gain, you will not be happy in peace. All your gain will be shaken, illusion. So in a storyline, those enemies, Kola Vidvansi, they fought against the king. Though their number was small, yet King Suratha was defeated in the battle. And as a result, he became confined to just his royal city. All his great empire was taken away, grabbed by Kola Vidvansi, Kleshas. But living just in his royal city, he was not secure. What happened? That his own ministers and people who worked with him, they began to perform Shadayantra against him. Conspiracy to grab all his power and possession. And what does that mean? If one is depending upon the world for happiness, your associates are spirits of anger, hate, pride, greed. These are your associates. That's why in any project comes, you ask the greedy ego, what do you think? A lot of money is coming in this lottery. So, what's called Shadripus, Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya. They were his associates. And Shadayantra we speak is called 6 ways of handling a person, bringing the person to your side. 6 ways. What are the 6? First is called prapanch, ill-conceived plot. You create a whole plot and bring a whole visualization. Look, I have seen by computer what I am showing to you. He's a tree and he dances. His roots are up and his branches are singing. Come with me, I'll show you. Prapanch. Maya, illusion, which I have already described. The tree is doing that, then illusion, come. You will be enjoying the Maya. Bhaya. If you don't come, you don't know how much you are going to lose. your life will be meaningless to miss such a opportunity. Brahma, delusion. And last one is Arti, not Arati, Arti. Arti means distress. This is not last yet. This will create distaste for your positive setting. What are you doing day and night? Looking, reading Ramayana, Japa. Your wonderful things were missing. Go on saying to such an extent that the person suddenly becomes so shaken up. What happened? I have lost all my days just doing this. Such big fun was waiting. I was big distress. And lastly, Uchchatan. Now the things that were so enriching to you and helpful, you completely don't want to even listen to them. So those 6 points: Prapanch, Maya, Bhaya, Brahm, Arti, Uchchatan. Ill-conceived plot, illusion, fear, delusion, distaste, and aversion. All this leads to perversion. And broad way to understand, when soul is brought, loses its potential to follow the path of Uttarayana and gets involved with prapancha, another word prapancha, the world where Satchidananda is veiled by illusion of name and form. Satchidananda, that's your potential, that's your reality. Existence, everyone wants to exist. Chit, absolute awareness, everyone wants to know everything. Ananda, everyone wants to be happy. The threefold urges, they show you the point to the fact that you have all these three in infinite measure. That's your potential. And you want to find your potential in the world of illusion, names and forms. Names, they are words, mental concepts. Forms, name and form. Ideas in your mind, concepts in your mind, and practical realities around you. To understand that, say we had a project of building a house. First you need an authorization from the government. That you have bought the place, this is yours. And that authorization, you keep it in your purse. That name, you keep in your head. And then form. Then you see external forms. So ideas and your external world around you. They are called names and forms. Both are illusions. And they hide your Satchidananda. And the Satchidananda are not actually three, it's one and the same. But when you count, the 3 plus 2 becomes prapanch, 5. So, the very associates of King Suratha started creating prapanch. Giving you in a very simple version, king began to realize that nobody can help him, he must find help from a spiritual source. So, he pretended to go out for hunting or whatever, but he escaped from all these royal setting and went to the ashram of sage Medha. Medha term is same as Sthita Prajna. Medhavi. When intellect shines with intuitive knowledge, that's called Medha. When intellect becomes intuitional, that's Prajna. And when you become steady in it, it's Sthita Prajna. That sage, the embodiment of his Sthita Prajna. Now his ashram is described allegorically. All the violent animals, they live there so cute. Kutniti. Dogs come to the disciples and tell them how to be happy, how to do bow wow. It's not written here. Spicy. And they show such a love. So, in his ashram, even animals were radiating goodness and lost their animal nature. Broad way to understand, all human beings are pashus. The negative qualities called pashas. Your egoism, hatred, jealousy, all these are fetters. When the soul is fettered, it's called pashu. Pashu means animal. And all the pashu aspects begin to diminish and divine aspect begin to develop. That's the purpose of ashram. And naturally, even from a very ordinary point of view, an atmosphere develops where even animals, they emulate faster than human beings. They exude special grace. Not only animals, even the trees, birds, all. But even in this ashram, though all setting was so wonderful, he was helplessly drawn to memories and a mind constantly filled with stress, why those people acted against me like that. What's happening to my treasury? What is happening to my beloved elephant? And while he was dealing with all his mental stress, suddenly finds a friendly personality, a Vaishya, a merchant. His name is Samadhi. The scripture didn't hide the purpose behind the story. King's name is Suratha, and friend that he meets is Samadhi, the spirit of Samadhi. He is a Vaishya, he is evaluator. That's what merchants do. So, and the Samadhi movement changes your values. Instead of going after empty shells of the world process, you go after the real gold. I'm not talking about material gold. But it is Samadhi movement that allows you to understand the value, what value you must go after, and what value you have at this stage. Samadhi movement allows you to understand. Therefore, he is Vaishya. But he is also in trouble. He has the similar trouble. The Samadhi potential in your mind has been choked by so many factors, moha-based factors. He said, I am born in a very rich family. My name is Samadhi. But my sons and my wife and my sons, they are dusht. This is wicked. They drove me out of the family. Samadhi movement cannot stay with the mind that holds on to moha mamata, deluded attachments. All those who were so cozily related, now they have thrown me away because of greed for wealth. And I have come into this forest because I have no other choice. And yet, I'm still thinking about my sons, my wife, my relatives. And they are the ones who threw me away. That's the strange predicament of the mind. The mind has the Samadhi potential. But the very same mind creates all those ahamata, mamata, this is me, this is mine, and many other illusions. And those illusions fill your mind to such an extent that you have no interest in dealing with the Samadhi. So Samadhi is thrown away, locked up. But Suratha and Samadhi now, they will approach Seja Medha. And that's when the story of Devi starts in a dynamic way. And with this, I'm concluding today. ओम ओम श्री गणेशाय नमः। ओम ऐं सरस्वत्यै नमः। ओम दुम दुर्गायै नमः। ओम शांति शांति शांति। अर्चना ऑफ द देवी। ओम आदिशक्तये नमः। ओम महादेव्यै नमः। ओम अंबिकायै नमः। ओम परमेश्वर्यै नमः। ओम ईश्वर्यै नमः। अनैश्वर्यै नमः। योगिन्यै नमः। सर्वभूतेश्वर्यै नमः। जयायै नमः। विजयायै नमः। जयन्त्यै नमः। शाम्भव्यै नमः। शान्तायै नमः। शान्त्यै नमः। ब्राह्म्यै नमः। ब्रह्माण्डधारिण्यै नमः। महारूपायै नमः। महामायायै नमः। महाश्वरायै नमः। लोकरक्षिण्यै नमः। दुर्गायै नमः। दुर्गपारायै नमः। भक्तचिन्तामण्यै नमः। मृत्यै नमः। सिद्ध्यै नमः। मूर्त्यै नमः। सर्वसिद्धिप्रदायै नमः। मंत्रमूर्त्यै नमः। महाकाल्यै नमः। सर्वमूर्तिस्वरूपिण्यै नमः। वेदमूर्त्यै नमः। वेदभूत्यै नमः। वेदान्तायै नमः। व्यवहारिण्यै नमः। अनघायै नमः। भगवत्यै नमः। रौद्रायै नमः। रुद्रस्वरूपिण्यै नमः। नारायण्यै नमः। नारसिंह्यै नमः। नागयज्ञोपवीतिन्यै नमः। ओम दुम दुर्गायै नमः। ओम and Arati. ओम जय जय आरती विघ्न विनायक। विघ्न विनायक श्री गणेशा। जय जय आरती सुब्रह्मण्य। सुब्रह्मण्य कार्तिकेया। जय जय आरती वेणुगोपाला। वेणुगोपाला वेणुलोला। पाप विदूरा नवनीत चोरा। जय जय आरती वेंकटरमणा। वेंकटरमण संकटहरण सीताराम राधे श्यामा। जय जय आरती गौरी मनोहर। गौरी मनोहर भवानी शंकर। सांब सदाशिव उमा महेश्वर। जय जय आरती राजराजेश्वरी। राजराजेश्वरी त्रिपुर सुंदरी। महाकाली महालक्ष्मी महासरस्वती महाशक्ति। जय जय आरती अंजनेय। अंजनेय हनुमंत। जय जय आरती दत्तात्रेय। दत्तात्रेय त्रिमूर्ति अवतार। जय जय आरती शनैश्वराय। शनैश्वराय भास्कराय। जय जय आरती सद्गुरुनाथ। सद्गुरुनाथ शिवानंद। जय जय आरती वेणुगोपाला। ओम न तत्र सूर्यो भाति न चंद्र तारकम। नेमा विद्युतो भान्ति कुतोऽयमग्निः। तमेव भान्तम् अनुभाति सर्वं। तस्य भासा सर्वमिदं विभाति। ओम दुम दुर्गायै नमः।